Three categories of thinking that dominates humans today. Number one, a tiny few. These are the few individuals that have realized that the human brain or mind may be gifted, but is severely limited in such a way that only by an alert, unique consciousness can it intuitively become aware of its limitation and be imbued through the lens of transcendence to acknowledge that the unknowable real creator is there, and totally be satiated by that without the need to fully grasp the totality or even dare describe the unknowable creator. That's first category. Second category involves the mass majority who are not uniquely gifted by such consciousness and are not intuitively aware of the brain limitations, but they think that they know the real creator because they worship and they are hog-tied to deities like God, Jesus, Allah, Yahweh, Brahman, and many others who are no more near the real creator than the humans that they lead. A deity is just a god, a goddess, at best a supernatural being associated with a particular religion or belief system. Then we've got the third category, which includes atheists and agnostics and many others like reductionist scientists who deny or doubt the existence of a real creator, and they often limit themselves to the narrow scope of human perception, dismissing the profound mysteries and potential meaning that lie beyond empirical knowledge. Their stance, clothed in the language of reason, research, and many other aspects, risks overlooking the possibility of a transcendent purpose woven in the existence of life itself, or the reality of true intellectualism or true openness that embraces the idea, which science must be able to do, that reason and itself can point us to something that is greater and that cannot be measured. Welcome to Hamiti Hebrew Ethics. Follow us on Instagram and also enroll into our Bantu University to rediscover and reclaim your own identity. Now, of these three categories, where do you fit and how did you fit there? You cannot be in two or all three. You can only be in one, because all of them, they are mutually exclusive in reality and in practice. Beyond God, rediscovering the real creator. Let's look at the benefits of each category. There is a lot of benefit. If you are an intuitive transcendental, you benefit through deep spiritual fulfillment, fostering a sense of humility and openness to new ideas and perspectives. You also have that enhanced creativity that is directly activating the waters of new that are within you. If you are a deistic dogmatist, you walk by blind faith. You are a religious, intolerant person, and you have got a very limited life perspective. An empirical agnostic, you are leading a life where there is no meaning, because a purely empirical worldview will cause you to fail to provide a sense of meaning, purpose, or ultimate truth. You are also over-relying on science, because that alone will lead you to a narrow view of reality and to an inability to appreciate the mysteries and the complexities of existence. Where do you fit? And how did you fit where you fit? And who pushed you, yourself or something else? Let's proceed. Does God exist? Is it possible to go beyond God and understand the ultimate reality? By God, we are referring, it's a deity. It's very straightforward. All religions worship a deity. The fault line is failing to go beyond a deity. That's the problem that we are looking at today. So let's give 12 logical and self-evident considerations that you may use to ponder on this issue of going beyond God into the possibility of the unknowable real creator. Number one, the unknowable real creator is beyond form and shape. He is not a spirit or a being. To the contrary, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, they teach that God is a spirit, that God is a being. That's what they teach. The unknowable one is not a being in any recognizable sense. It's not a human, it's not an angel, it's not a spirit, it's not an entity. To be a being would imply a finite, limited existence, subject to form and boundaries. No material presence does this real creator have? Does not possess a body, a physical form, or essence that can be observed or interacted with. We do not know anything because it's beyond all that which we perceive in reality. Does not have even holy sites or holy places or holy icons or images. None at all, or anything that you can think of. Number 2, genderless. The real creator is not a male or a female. The concept of gender belongs to the realm of gods, deities, created beings. Since the creator transcends creation, it cannot be classified as male, female, or even androgynous. There is no biological distinction because gender is tied to biological characteristics that the real creator, being beyond the physical universe or multiverses, who do not possess or need to possess. Number 3, incomprehensible. Cannot be fully understood. The human minds or the most brilliant brains cannot grasp the simplest aspect of the real creator. Other than accepting, we do not know. We do not know anything at all. To be knowable or understandable would place the creator within the limits of human comprehension, which contradicts the idea of its unknowability. There is no name or label. Is nameless. Since naming or labeling the real creator implies knowing it in some way, the unknowable creator has no name that we can use to define or categorize. It's nameless. And those that have comprehended the real creator, like Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, they have seen God. They have spoken to him. They hear him. They read his word. That's a deity. The unknowable real creator is incomprehensible. You can't know that. Beyond moral categories, no sin or transgression. You cannot sin against the unknowable creator, because sin is a concept tied to specific moral systems and laws that depend on human society or religious doctrines. The real creator exists beyond the moral laws of anything that you can think of. You sin against yourself, against your neighbors, against your parents, against your culture, your race, against nature, and against the gods. The real creator does not need your worship. It's beyond any desire. It doesn't need it at all. It doesn't need your praises. It doesn't need your songs or praise or anything. Any form of worship would imply that the creator somehow benefits or wants it and desires that. And that idea of itself reduces the self-sufficiency and otherness of the real creator. Number 5, cannot be prayed to. No communication can be processed from you, the person that is praying, with the real creator, the unknowable one. Since it's beyond relationships and cannot interact through prayer directly or indirectly, it is meaningless for you to praise, to worship, to sing, to visit holy sites. The real creator has no need for that. However, the unknowable creator would still not intervene in human events or respond to prayers, as that would imply some level of interaction with creation. Number 6, does not require praise or offerings. No praise or worship is needed. Praising or honoring the unknowable creator would imply that it seeks or requires recognition from its creation, which runs contrary to its unknowability and transcendence. No gifts or sacrifices. The real creator cannot be given anything, gifts, sacrifices, or offerings, because it lacks need or want for that. To give implies a relationship or an exchange. That is not about the real creator, but about deities. Let's look at number 7, good and evil. These are human concepts, good and evil, and they apply to actions, to events, and the behaviors within creation. The unknowable creator, being beyond creation, is also beyond these categories. It does not operate within a moral framework that we can comprehend. Let's look at number 8. The real creator is not bound by time or space. Others are bound by time and space. We know them, because in the beginning they were there. The real creator has nothing like that. It's timeless and spaceless. The real creator exists beyond the dimensions of time and space. It is not limited by the beginning or end of time, nor does it occupy any specific point anywhere or even in the universe of multiverses. External and unchanging, is not changeable. The unknowable creator does not change, does not grow or develop over time. Such changes implies imperfection or becoming, which would contradict the idea of it being a complete and ultimate reality. We know the God of the Bible, like if you read Exodus 32:14, and the Lord repented of the evil which he thought to do, action, unto his people, selectivity. Repentance means to turn, to regret, to atone, to reform, to recant, to be remorseful. That is not those are not aspects of the real creator. Number 9, no personality or emotions. The real creator would not experience human-like emotions, love, hate, anger, jealous, positive or negative emotions. No, because these emotions are responses to external stimuli or internal stimuli, which would not apply to an entity that is beyond all things. The real creator does not even have personal attributes. The unknowable creator has no known personal attributes or qualities usually associated with known deities or divinities or gods, such as God our Father, our Mother, the Church, Jesus, our brother. No, nothing like that. Number 10, transcendent. The real creator is beyond a being. He is not the original, or it is not, or she is not the original of anything that exists that you know. Nothing. You read our book, Free from God, Steps of a Free Mind, Free Spirit. It will show you that the real creator does not engage in creation in the way humans or gods might be imagined to. No one can describe how it sets into existence or into motion or anything without participating in its ongoing process. No one knows. That's the fact. So the real creator is not the creator of anything that you know. Number 11, beyond religious structures. No religions, doctrines, or scriptures. The real creator, the unknowable one, is beyond the need for any religious structures. Any religion or spirituality that builds anything and claims it's building for the real creator is actually building it and proving to you that they are building it for a deity. The unknowable one needs no temple, no church, no mosque, no synagogue, no holy place, no holy site, nothing. That is a truth that is hard to swallow. No human institution or religious text can fully capture or represent the real unknowable creator. None, not even a small little speck. Attempts to do so only reflect human limitations and attempts. Last one, very critical, very important. No known divine attributes. Even positive or even negative attributes, they are not applicable to the real unknowable creator. Attributes are of gods or deities. Attributes like omnipotence, ability to do anything, omniscient, the knowledge of everything, omnipresence, the existence everywhere at once, omnibenevolence, the quality of being kind, being generous, being merciful. All those that you have heard others say, those are qualities of deities, not of the real creator. So other attributes like justice, like immateriality, like eternity, like creativity, we know that they were created by African gods and goddesses. For instance, the African goddess Maat created truth, order, harmony, balance, morality, justice, and the law. So of all these three categories of thinking that dominates humans today, where do you fit? Where do you fit? Who decided where you operate? You, your religion, your higher education, the media, the government, your parents, or yourself? How did you arrive at your dominant thinking reality under these three categories? That's a question that you need to think of and to answer. To think through this with innovative solutions. Do not hesitate to desire to go beyond God by rediscovering the real creator. Find out more. Enroll into Bantu University today. You can go to our website marifado.org and find the section where you can log in, register, and study bound foundations and mysteries, where there is no other course anywhere today that gives you yourself, your real identity, total power other than Bantu foundations. So enroll today and rediscover and relive that feared mystic power again. The choice is all yours. To participate, subscribe and get in touch. You can click on the website given in the description to join. You can also send us an email or join@marifado.org and let us walk this journey together. Your manager Topi, Priest Rabbi LM Tumizu Kunikani Mjaganja says, Siyabonga, tatenda, asante sana, edupe, enkosi, twala. Amen.